looks like Noda is going to be your winner of this Portuguese Grand Prix. Is your champion. JJ splits the middle, gets past both drivers. Split 2 has been decided. Congratulations, Radislav Kepa, for bringing in Split 2 championship. And now, Split 2 hangs its helmet up for the off-season break. And now we come in for Split 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix here in Brazil with Fox's Racing League Split 1 season finale of Season 7. And as always, I am joined by my great friend Syntax, and Kenny is also back with us here for Split 1. We're bringing in the full crowd for some great Split 1 action coming up. Syntax, what'd you think about Split 2? You got to watch it. You didn't have to commentate it. You just got to sit back and spectate and enjoy. What did you think?
Welcome everybody. Nice to be here once again. And yeah, I was watching the whole race of the Split 2, and I have to say the fight for the championship was very tight, and big congrats for the Radosław Kepa. Such a great win. Very, very impressive season 7. Since the beginning, we've seen huge potential after his races. He won. The beginning of the season 7 was really amazing, and like fully deserved. Of course, Franek have also an opportunity to win the championship, and I will give you an information that if Franek would be second, there will be probability, or maybe the win. No, without the winning, but second with the fastest lap, he will be the champion without any wins in the Split 2. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, today we have to right now focus on the main dish, I would say. Creme de la creme, creme brulee, or whatever you will say. Finale on the Brazil, and I'm really excited about that.
Absolutely. This is going to be the big one. I said it during Split 2, and I'll say it again. Something just feels right about ending the season in Formula 1 at Brazil. There's just something. It's perfect. It's, as you said, the creme de la creme, the Grand Slam. It's just right. It feels right.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more, guys. So, yeah.
So, today, qualifications right now we have, and of course, as always, Brad, your favorite question, predictions.
Let's see here. Full 19 car grid coming in. JJ 1090. We saw 108s for quali times in Split 2. Debe
Our worst driver, JJ. Like, come on, he's the worst.
I know. Reverse commentator curse. I'll try. JJ, horrible. Maku 1079. I'm gonna go ahead and say, based on previous experience, looking at records. You know what? I'm gonna call it another Haas win. Matoush is gonna bring it up. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
He finished the podium last time we were here. Graxon also has 2 wins here. So most points scored at the track goes to Graxon. So Graxon's going to be in a good spot. But I mean, it's really anyone's guess, isn't it? It's FRL. We all know how this goes.
Exactly. And I wanted to add something because it's like the most favorite track for Graxon, and he feels really comfortable on the track here. I'm not sure that I'm seeing the first drip of rain, or am I wrong? But I'm sure about it that I'm seeing rain.
It is lightly raining. I don't think it's bad enough for anyone to need to put on intermediates yet, but it's enough that it's probably going to scare a couple drivers. And Ignis disqualified from session, parked in dangerous location. Ignis spun middle sector. That's a interesting one there to be called from the game. I don't know how I feel about that.
Realism.
Fair enough.
Our favorite game.
Absolutely.
Coming back to the qualifications, right now we have Mako on the provisional pole position, Debed who is second. It's always amazed me how, like, I'm so sorry, Debe, but I have to say that it looks like the performance of Debe in Split 2 isn't looking promising or very good. It's like he is almost in the every race expect that one win that he had. Closing the grid, but right now Debe somehow is on the second place. Can you explain me that? And right now we have DRS off, so that's a huge change, and probably our qualification session will stay like this until the end. JJ already decided to back off, and that's fully understandable. If I will be such a bad driver, I will do exactly the same.
So, Debe front row with Maku. I've talked about this, and I talked about this in Split 2. I talked about it in Singapore. Debe has good pace. And I'm not just saying this because Debe is, of course, the signer of my paychecks and everything. Debe has good pace. Debe is a good driver. There's a lot of promise to Debe. He gets very unlucky all the time. But, guys, is it safe to call qualifying over? Do we have 11 and a half minutes to kind of just talk about whatever we want to talk about? Is that how this
I guess
happened?
so.
We can pray for dry weather.
Fair enough.
I believe it will be raining. It's Brazil. I don't remember how many races we have here, but most of them have some rain connections, I would say, because first time when I was driving on the season 1 on Brazil, it was my first race ever in the FRL. It was like almost just 2 races until the end of the season. It was raining. It was like wet raining. Next time, I remember it was like when I was driving in the Aston Martin, so probably it might be season 4, maybe season 5. I don't remember correctly. But I will say it was like season 5. It also was raining, so I believe there's a huge chance to rain for the whole race, but I need to agree with Kenny that I hope for the dry race.
Yeah, the rain is the great equalizer, as they say in race car world. But we'll see if it bunches up. Certain guys. I will say Maku, who had a great race in Split 2. Is he going to be good enough in terms of in comparison to Split 1 to where he can score big points?
Say so. I could see it. I think he's already in a good position. He's going to be starting out front of the field, and we saw the gap he pulled out. So I don't put anything against him. I'm curious because if you notice, Kashti is on a push lap on intermediates, and I'm following along with him because I want to see what sort of lap time he puts in. My guess at this point is he's doing this just for acclimatization as we see drivers continuing to get out of their cars and call it. left and right. Everyone's one-shot quali. We wanted it in split 2. We got it in split 1. One-shot quali, everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Now it's more like for the training for the drivers, as you said, to acclimate on the track, how's the car feeling, and it's good because you said like we have 11 minutes just to talk about everything, and drivers have also this opportunity like just to feel the car, and I think it's okay, but still, oh my god, some Ferrari just almost crashed
That's Graxon
with
on
Kashti.
soft tires.
Yeah. They about had a it coming together.
Oh boy. So, admin call is everyone retire and we will go straight to the race. So, I think we're just waiting on 4 drivers to call it at this point. So, admin have made the decision. There's no point in continuing, which
Yeah.
I don't disagree with them. So, I'll take this couple minutes here. And while we are waiting on everyone to get set up and we're getting ready to set up split one's big feature event, 36 laps around Brazil. Of course, there are always still positions in FRL, so if you're interested in joining, check out online and jump in the Discord, join us, and then just do your time trial. Wet Brazil, dry Spain, of course, always through. And then, of course, I do want to take just a second and shout out, this is big news, our newest sponsor, Moza Racing. Moza Racing SRP pedals have a load cell. Personally, I love Moza Racing. There's a QR code on your screen. You can scan it, or you can do exclamation Moza in the chat, and then that will give you a link where anything you buy from Moza, you can support FRL for all of our future endeavors. Boys, here's a question for you. Maku and John Meister have not retired yet. Do you think they just haven't gotten the message yet, or what do you think is going on?
I guess so. But still, I have to say that that's partnership with the Moza is such a good thing, and this is a really good opportunity to upgrade your setup. So just check it out, and probably later, just before the race, if there will be a chance, we will give you once again the QR code just to check it out.
Absolutely. Final 2 drivers retiring out. Admin have called quali early due to conditions. Everybody stick with us for just a few minutes, and we will be right back with the race. Ladies and gentlemen, I can announce Debe as our Season 7 Split 1 champion.
Woo!
That's an absolute troll. Please don't listen to me. But can you imagine?
That will be huge. And it's raining, baby. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
Get me off of this planet. So 4 safety cars. Hope everyone's ready.
No, please don't. I don't want to make a repeat from the Miami. Please, badly.
JJ finishes last. Debe Season 7 champion. I think we're all good. Yeah, anyone else have anything to add this season? No? Okay, thanks guys. See you next season. Wink, wink. It's soon. I can't tell you exact dates, but I'd know them.
Somebody's for sure going bowling.
Look for the pit crew, how they are standing.
I think the pit crew is just warming up and stretching. They know this is going to be a long one. They got a lot of work to put in this race, guys. All right, Syntax. Is Debe going to win, or is he going to bottle it?
I love you, Debe, but no, he's got to bottle it. And no, no chance. Or maybe he was just like hiding his true potential in the split 2. Maybe now we will see like the shining Debes on the, I don't know, is it inters or wet compound, but I'm not sure if I will be predicting anything. I believe Graxon will fight for the win.
Well, it all comes to fruition here. 5 red lights, and we are finishing Season 7 here in FRL. We are underway, and as it goes through, everybody gets away well. It's Maku and Kashti P1 and P2 now. Kashti's already up in the lead, and why are they starting on medium tires? I'm very confused by that if it's raining, but you know what? I'm not the one to question here. Now as we go underway, you can see big carnage in the background. That is Matt. That was not Maddie. Who was that? That was JJ spinning out of turn 2, and now as we're back underway here, Kashti has taken off John Meister P3. Look at that, he's battling out, it gets back into up the inside. Is he able to get the pass done? He is going to try to hold the inside through turn 4. He's not able to. Graxon's battling Buchek back for P5 as well. Lots of drivers going through. Bimolino Gaucho tumbling down the order as well. It looks like he is spun in turn 4, and now we're continuing to go around here. Watch this battle between Buchek and Graxon, and there is Graxon on the outside, Buchek on the inside. Little late on the brakes here. You can see the rain, but they're still on medium tires, which is an interesting decision. Lots of faith being put in these drivers. Big snap there from Buchek. Buchek falls back behind Graxon. Now Tazo's in the mix. Matoush getting past Tazo. Look at this battle, though. Look at that. Tazo up the inside around turn 8, and now Tazo up into P7. And this is the big gamble as some drivers starting on mediums. Everybody on some sort of dry compound tire. The rain's supposed to stop very, very soon is what I'm being told from admin. So this is just the big gamble that all the drivers decided to make. And for Kashti, coming out of lap 1, Kashti has taken advantage of it. Kashti is up in the lead by 1.9 seconds. Mac and P2, John Meister P3. John Meister's looking at a dive here. Switch back around through turn 1. Is he able to get the pass done? Matoush and Tazo getting a battle 2 side by side as they go through here, and Tazo having to back out big time. Matoush getting the advantage. Tazo actually having to drop behind his teammate now and losing another position out. I don't see any wing damage on Tazo, so I think that's just unfortunate luck for him there.
This might be a little bit difficult for Tazo because this is the first race for Tazo driving on the wheel, and right now Puchacz almost pushed out the Tazo out of the track, so that was a very close just to avoid any damage. Right now Debe is fighting with the John Meister. I don't know what's happening with the John Meister, but I've seen him on the outside the track. Right now Debe is placing himself on the P3, so this is also a very good information. Tazo just spun and he's placing himself on the P16. Now we will have a very interesting battle for the P16 between JJ and Tazo, but we have to wait. And yeah, about the strategy, we are seeing still rain on the track. Debe almost spun and he losing a lot of time. Kashti with unbelievable pace, over 2.5 seconds in front of the Baku, and with amazing start. We've seen him. He started like a torpedo, jumped in front of the Maku and Debe. That was something amazing. And Graxon also jumped 3 or 4 places. JJ with the 5-second time penalty through the speed lane. And yeah, it's like the classic FRL, I will say. But without any big crashes, we don't have even a safety car on the track. So this is something new for us, Bradley.
There's so much action everywhere that I'm looking, and none of it makes sense, and it's hard to keep up. Buchek and Matoush are battling through now for P5, P6. That's teammates battling now, and they've got Maddie in the mix as well. Tazo has fallen all the way down the order. Bimolino Gaucho and Andre Wasserschwein has been disqualified because he wrecked on pit exit. So Wasserschwein is our first driver out, and you can see he is stuck on pit exit right now. And this might actually have to be a safety car if that car doesn't get going here soon. Looks like everything's staying underway, though. Kashti Maku, the AlphaTauri, is just dominating right now. Noda has jumped up a lot of places here. Noda's up in P11 now. Kashti with another fastest lap. John Meister even faster, though. So things are continuing to get faster. We're continuing to watch battles here. Graxon on Debe here. Debe drops down to P5 now. What other big battles are on the track? It's like every position I look at, there's a big battle going.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rotating between a dry line and a wet line, and a dry line and a wet line. You still have puddles out on track, but for a minute, it looked like we were about to go to a full dry track.
DRS still hasn't been enabled, which is usually the big cues. So these drivers are kind of risking it at this point, which I respect. I wouldn't be the one to do it, but if they want to do it, that's on them. It seems like the rain is kind of holding steady. It might be lighting up a little bit as we continue to go through here. We're lap 4 of 36. Laps move fast here at Brazil. Kashti Maku are putting in great times. John Meister is settling in. Graxon is trying to hold on, and then Matoush is trying to put a lot of pressure on Graxon here. Kenny, what are some of the other big battles that we're kind of looking at here other than this battle at the front of the field?
Well, I will say for the time being, Maku, he's got a little bit of a gap for him, but Maku was having to defend pretty heavily from pretty much the rest of the grid from P2 down. But like I said, he does have a gap formed. But Like I said, the transitioning from kind of lightly drying track to now more dampening track. I think each and every driver up and down this grid is struggling for their comfort levels in terms of grip. As a McLaren spins in the back, Noda's out of the race. No, he's still in it.
Noda, you can't do that. Noda's spinning there. You talked about grip, and you can see the track is getting a little bit more wet. Syntax, you're a driver. You have a lot of experience in changing conditions. I like to call you the wet weather master. Dry tires or wet tires right now?
Ooh, they were just spun.
Oh my gosh. I can't keep up.
Yeah, I need to say that I'm so sorry, but the conditions are very difficult right now. And even though I still don't understand why the strategies of every single team said that, okay, just go on the dry compound. I don't know. I don't understand it. As you can see, on every single car you have on the back, red lightning showing and popping and whatever you call it. But
Flashing.
I don't figure it out which compound will be better, because for example, if they are able to drive, and as you can see, Kashti is feeling like amazing on this compound, even on these conditions, they are able to drive on it. But I'm not sure is that the rain is so heavy that they need to go for the intermediates. I wouldn't say so, even though if the rain will continue with like this until the end of the race. We lost JJ. A huge privilege to have you here, as always, and you're doing amazing job, JJ, as always. And we have, because of you, safety car.
You could see on stream that things were rain was falling harder, and you're starting to see puddles form on track as you look at the stream here, and you're seeing like the water drops sticking to the car now. I don't know how these drivers are driving on these dry compound tires. Maybe I just don't understand the grip level of an F1 car, but this feels like every driver should be on some sort of intermediate compound. As you see Baran coming out of the pits on a fresh set of mediums, so I just don't know what the decision is here. Alpha Tower, you're going to double stack into the pits, and we'll see what their decision is. John Meister is in as well. Are they going to pull the intermediate tires? And the answer is no. Hard compound tires. What a decision.
Is there like a side bet we don't know about? Is like, as long as you finish the race on dry compound, you win some money.
No! Kashti, what have you done? Kashti just spun, like I was watching him, and he just spun on the exit of the pit lane. And I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure that he used the back on track button, because somehow he placed himself on the middle of the track. I'm not sure that he have. Yeah, he had the wing damage, exactly. So, a very good job from Kashti. It's hard to say, and that's what you told me, that I'm the wet master. I wouldn't agree. It was one time long ago, and it was pure luck, Bradley. So.
Well, man, what a weird time here in FRL. Ending season 7 with a bang here. Lap 7 of 36. First safety car is out. Second safety car we've had today, though, surprisingly. Only one safety car in split 2, and now this safety car. Graxon, the Brazil master, currently in the lead. Ignis P2, Buchek P3, Matty P4, Mateusz P5, Kashti, Extract, Puhash, John Meister, Maku rounding out our top 10. We've lost 2 drivers so far. JJ and Wasserschwein. Wasserschwein spinning on pit exit, and JJ spinning in the middle sector.
I guess so.
So, yeah, and now Kashti's into the pits because Kashti has to replace his front wing. After his spin on pit exit, we'll see what he's opting to do here. And it looks like it is another set of hard tires and a front wing change that is going to put Kashti near the rear of the field here. As we see, it looks like a couple more cars coming into the pits here. Tazo's into the pits, and I think Tazo is onto a fresh set of mediums.
Mm-hmm.
So that rain spell kind of, it looks like has already kind of went out of its way. Things are kind of clearing up now. At least that's what it looks like for me. It seems like things are already starting to dry out a bit. So drivers opting to risk it. Unfortunately, JJ and Wasserschwein coming out on the bad side of that. Kashti dropping way back as well because he spun due to the wet conditions trying to exit the pits. So right now, Graxon's in a really, really good spot. Ignis Buchik P2, P3. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this.
It's still it's a two-stopper, for sure. The thing is, you would hope if you're on the hard, guys, if you're going to finish, or if your plan was to finish on the hards, you're hoping for the safety car to come about probably around lap 13, 14, 15. But yeah, unfortunately, that's not the case. So I think we will definitely see everybody, no matter what, as the safety car is in this lap. Everybody's going to probably end up finishing on a much softer compound if we stay dry.
Absolutely.
I believe top 6 right now. We'll try to go for the single pit stop, and it is doable right now. And as you mentioned before, Graxen, master of the Brazil, right now currently on the P1. And let's check the restart.
Driver's getting us back underway here. Graxon gets away well, but Ignis is still right behind him there. You can see Ignis looking at doing the optimal line there. Graxon defending very well. Tazo retiring out of the session. Did Tazo wreck on the main straight? Did I miss something on that restart? Something has just happened, and Tazo is out of the race now. Did either of you all see what happened? Because I did not.
I believe it was in the pit lane. He just retired, but I'm not so sure, because when JJ crashed himself, he have a DNF right now, and I see on the Tazo I don't have anything like the disqualified or DNF, so I think he just retired in the pit lane.
It was really a weird time to retire, but of course you said this is Tazo's first race on a wheel, so could just be Tazo's already secured the Drivers' Championship, so at this point for him, this was all just for a bit of fun, I would say.
I will say Maverick and the Aston Martin is just hemorrhaging positions right now as he's down from I think P9 or P10, down now to P14.
He's under pressure again too, Maverick is, from Debe and Andre, so Maverick could be looking at losing even more positions. Of course, he is on 8-lap-old hard tires, and everyone behind him is on newer tires than that, which, of course, it's only a couple cars. Checking back in at the front of the field, Maddie is putting some good pressure here on Extract, and Extract is under a lot of pressure from John Meister here, and you can see Extract trying to defend hard up the inside, John Meister looking outside, not close enough to get a pass done. Extract is able to hold on here for P6, so drivers being kind of conservative and aggressive at the same time. It's a nice, they're taking the opportunities they see, but nobody's doing anything risky really so far through this race, which is kind of nice to see, Syntax.
Yeah, it's something new, and I'm really glad to see something like this, and I'm pretty shocked, to be honest, because I always thought our drivers really like to decide to do something risky, but for now it might be looking very boring, but it's so consistent, I will say.
I agree with that. Consistency is key, and I think for some of these drivers, they know it's 36 laps. We're only 10 laps in, so I think some of them know they just need to survive through. John Meister on the rear of Extract here. Of course, no DRS yet. DRS has not been enabled, and he's trying to chase him down. As you can see, the Haas is fighting through turn 1 there. Matusz getting ahead of Buchik there. And now you've got Maku and Puhash battling, and Maku is ahead of Puhash, and now Puhash is going to be under pressure from Noda because he had to compromise his exit. Look at that, Noda down the inside, DRS open, and Puhash has DRS as well, and so does Maku in front of him. Kashi and Bimolino behind him have DRS. So lots of battles there. Noda's able to take advantage of some overspeed, gets past Puhash there. Noda's up in P9. Puhash is now the last of the points-paying places. John Meister, Extract battling it there, and there's a spin from Extract. I don't think there was any contact from John Meister. So
there was. John Meister just cut a little bit too much in front of the Xtorek, and Xtorek just had to turn, and he hit his back wheel and caused him spun.
Noda as well, unfortunately, guys, went for a spin as well at that same time.
Yeah, just barely seeing him on stream there. That was Very unfortunate for both those drivers. They dropped down the field now, and Extract, thankfully for him, will be right behind his teammate. Now you've got Kashti getting past Puhash here with DRS. Kashti moving up into P8. Yellow flag, third sector. I believe that is going to be for Andre
Gamer.
spinning. Here, jumping back up at the front, guys. We've kind of neglected the front of the field for a couple laps, but Ignis is 0.2 of a second off of Graxent, continuing to catch him there. And now you have Mateusz, Buchik, and Maddie as these two are battling that are getting in the mix as well. Mateusz is about to close this gap to within a second.
Yeah, I will say, Graxent, didn't you say earlier at the beginning of this race, Graxent is the FRL Brazil Maestro?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's going to probably be pleased to be out in front right now. He's probably going to stay out in front, but I will say, do you think Ignis Varnes or Domati can maybe kick it into gear and catch up a little bit?
I'm really glad that both of Haas's are doing such a good job in this race, currently holding the P3 and P4. So nice to see them cooperating with such a great potential to get a higher position. Kashti with the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 10.7. So Kashti pedal to the metal and he's making a hammer time right now. He just wants to get back on the really high position that he lost, and of course it's understandable. Right now he's chasing Maku currently on the P7, so I believe maybe in the next few laps we will see Kashti trying to fight somewhere between P6, P5. We will see. Right now Mati is still trying to chase Buchek, 3 points of seconds behind Buchek, and it's the time I will always saying the situation on the track is settling down a little bit, right?
Absolutely. The gaps are a little bit closer than we normally see it when things start to settle down, but that's the nature with Brazil. I mean, you're doing laps in 70 seconds. You can only spread the field out so far. And everyone here seems to have very, very good pace. Brazil, again, one of our qualifying tracks here for FRL for next season. Wet Brazil time trial is one of the times you have to put in. So this is a track that all of these drivers know very well, and they're holding on to. Oh, no! What was that?
Ignis just didn't brake enough and he finished on the back of Draxen, pushing him on the track, and Draxen is currently on the P10 right now. P11. And he has a problem. Oh no, Graxen. It's a terrible season for Graxen. Would you agree with me, Brad?
I would. That is going to be... Oh no. That one is going to be reviewed later, I can guarantee.
That was heartbreaking, really, and I'm really sorry for Graxen right now.
It looked like he was going to hit the wall extremely hard. I'm surprised he didn't hit the wall. Just on the angle I had, it looked like just the speed he had.
Oh my gosh, Graxen. Somehow making it out with no front wing damage, no rear wing damage that I can see. So from what I can tell, his car is pretty well unscathed other than just going off track a bit there, and his tires probably have a little bit of a flat spot. But Graxent, we know, is a very, very strong driver. That's just unfortunate luck here. Jumping back up at the front of the field, Maddie is trying to chase down Buchik, and Kashti and Maku have now swapped places. So Kashti up into P6, and Kashti looking for another win here. Yellow flags again, and I hate to look and see who this is.
I think Graxent might have terminal wing rear wing damage. Just going how he's spinning in the rear, he might not have.
Yeah. And definitely the temperature on the wheels are too high, and that's why he's still spinning. So it's a very difficult situation for Graxent, and I hope he will change for the hard compound and still trying to... No, I thought it will be retiring. I'm so sorry, Graxent, that we have to see that situation, and I truly believe there was a huge chance for you to win this race, but it is what it is, and it's just racing. Sometimes just drivers pushing too much, and I believe it was like one of these situations.
Absolutely. We've got yellow flags in every sector right now, as it looks like Baran spinning out right at the second and third sector, and then of course yellow flag out for sector 1 for Graxent. which I'm not
Normati's
sure
gonna
why.
pick up a 5-second for speeding into the pit lane.
There's a huge battle that just happened. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I look up and John Meister is spun. There was a bunch of people side by side. I'm very confused as to what just happened, but somehow it's now Ignis, Buchik, Maddie, Maku, Kashti, and now Maku is on the inside of Maddie here. What is happening? It was all of a sudden there was nothing, and then there was everything. Nothing. I don't know what just happened.
I've seen this situation. John Meister was pushing too much, and he was on the inside, like not even on the apex. He was outside of the track. It was like millimeters with the wheels on the track. There was no place for him, but he was trying to go inside in front of the Mate. I will call it like this maneuver wasn't like necessary in this situation. He could easily step back and fight with the DRS, but he decided to do such a bad thing right now. Even though I believe both of the Alpha Tauris are pushing a little bit too much, and just like, guys, come on, calm down a little bit. Kashti right now currently on the P3 because Mati decided to go for the new pair of, I believe, hard compound, exactly, and Mate is in a very good spot right now. I believe Mate have a huge chance to fight for the podium, but it's still half of the race. Right now Kashti will be fighting with the Buchek, and we know that Kashti is a really fast driver. Buchek will be defending like a lion. Right now it was a very dangerous moment for Kashti, but everything's go so well. Right behind Kashti we have Maku, and now both of Alpha Tauris doing a very good job.
AlphaTauri are working as a hardcore team here, trying to chase down Buchik and push. And then, of course, Buchik on 16 lap old medium tires, so he's nursing a bit of tire wear here through. And I'm sure Ignis is as well. Ignis slowly losing the gap he has on Buchik. So pit stops are definitely about to start cycling as we watch them go through. I think Kashti has Buchik here for wraps, and Maku through. Buchik opting into the pits here. He knew his time was numbered. Now we've got Bimolino Gaucho, who is chasing down Puhash and able to get past him to turn one. So things kind of mixing up as we start to see these green flag pit stop cycle and go through. It looks like Extrac is into the pits as well, back in P11 at the moment. He'll continue to drop back, and we are officially at the halfway mark of this race. And I think from this point on, it's just a matter of who can pull out the pace and who can defend. And at the moment, AlphaTauri seem unstoppable.
Exactly, and I believe Kashti is really hungry for the first win in this season, because shockingly he haven't won a single race. Can you believe that? Because in the previous season, Kashti was like came out of nowhere fighting with the Tazo, even in this season, but somehow Kashti cannot drive it until the end, and he have a huge chances to win a lot of races, but somehow he couldn't handle that. And right, maybe on the Brazil, maybe last dance, last race, we will see. Right now, both of the Alpha Tauris, P1, P2.
Yeah, Kashti has 5 podiums this season. He's finished P2 3 times, he's finished P3 twice, and he has fastest lap in 5 races in total. So, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for him to be in this position, but I think he's going to try to just put a nice little bow here on Season 7, finish it up with a win, and call it a day. Ignis comes out of the pits here, and he is thankfully going to be in front of his teammate. Unfortunately, he comes out in the big battle between John Meister and Mateusz. His teammate is going to give up the position there and allow him to have P9, and his teammate actually runs off the track there in turn 4. So everything kind of settling down there, and now Ignis just kind of has to hold on as we allow pit stops to continue to cycle. I'll tell you another driver that's holding on here, Puhash in P3, absolutely 18 laps on the hard tires and under immense pressure right now from Bimolino Gaucho and Noda.
It's so good to see back Nota fighting for a higher positions on the track right now. Maybe double overtake from Nota. We will see that right now. Bebel Nigachu just overtake Puchacz, but no, he's attacking, going inside. Nota on the P3, fighting still with the Bebel Nigachu going inside right now, and he's placing himself on the P3. What a move!
Noda.
What a move!
Noda absolutely pulling all the tricks out of the bag, showing that FRL experience, and coming out there, getting both drivers passed in the first series of corners. And now Noda setting himself up for a very, very good place, just running away there on the medium tires. He's going to try to run away and hold on to it. I don't think Puchacz and Bimolino Gaucho are done with each other at the moment, and I'm kind of keeping my eyes a little bit back further down the field because David currently finds himself in P8 and Mateusz in P7, so those two are going to be battling out as well. So I think we're far from over here. AlphaTauri are going to probably settle in where they're at, P1, P2. I wouldn't imagine they're going to do anything crazy or swap cars or anything because it looks like Kashti does have a little bit more pace than Maku, and they're kind of just, they're settling in. They're trying to just bring home the double podium for AlphaTauri to finish it off.
Well, they still have a pit stop to do, guys, so they still have to get that right, and they also still have to, there's still some Haas's in the mix too, and Ignis Varnus as well, so it's not going to be an easy thing for them to achieve.
I hope nobody was looking at my screen for what just happened in Sector 1. That was painful.
No, yeah, but I've seen that on my screen. But maybe just keep it in silence, right?
Yeah,
just
it didn't
do not
happen.
make. Yeah, just don't make a commentator curse. Yeah, I just want to add something about what Kenny said, and yeah, Kashti is already on the 13 old lap hard compound, and if he wants to drive it until the end, it might be a little bit difficult because it's still like 15 laps to go, so it will be like 28 old lap hard compound. Is it right? Yeah, I think so. And I'm not sure about the like tire saving or like the time life of the hard compound. Maybe somehow Kashti will manage to hold it until the end, but I believe Kashti and Maku will decide to go to use that time gap advantage that they already have a little bit, and maybe they will go for softs until the end of the race. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that we will see one more safety car in this race. I hope I'm wrong, but this is my feeling.
It definitely is possible to see another safety car, of course. One small error can be catastrophic here at Brazil, so I don't think that's wrong at all, as we see Puchacz coming out of the pits on a fresh set of mediums to go to the end here. Noda coming out of the pits on a fresh set of mediums as well to go to the end. I don't imagine Kashti and Maku or Bimolino Gaucho or Baran. Definitely not Baran for that matter. I didn't realize he was on mediums. I don't see the top four being able to go to the end or Debe being able to go to the end. It just seems very, very improbable as we see Baran have a little bit of a snap of the rear end there exiting out of turn 14. So I kind of don't... it's hard to say for sure. Baran into the pits on medium, so I think that does kind of tell me what I was looking for. Top three are going to have to pit one more time, and that'll put them out in the midfield, though. I don't think they'll be able to keep the lead.
The yellow in Sector 2.
Yeah, I believe it's one of the Alfa Romeos. Yeah, John Meister is driving on the grass right now, and he cut the whole corner. So I believe John Meister have a huge problems just to going back with the rhythm. And we've seen that already. Both of the Alpha Tauris overlap him, and this is long time no see lapping someone in a FRL race. And I need to say that they have like the rocket ship pace right now. Debe just crashed. I didn't saw, but I believe it was on the... I'm not sure.
The same place JJ crashed. Oh.
Williams curse. But we don't have a safety car. No, we have. Mark my words. I'm a FRL clairvoyant, so I know what I'm talking about.
And safety car number 2 has been deployed here in FRL Season 7 Grand Finale. Much to the chagrin of the commentator Syntax, who said it was going to happen, and what do you know, about 2 laps later, here we are with a safety car. If you are Kashti, Maku, or Bimmelino Gaucho, you are happy dancing right now, because they are going to get a free pit stop out of this.
Exactly. And I believe Kashti wouldn't imagine a better situation for him right now, and he really need to take that advantage. Of course, there's a delta that it's so annoying sometimes, and we know that the game bugs are very often showing some crazy deltas, but if Kashti and Maku will be able to hold down and drive out of the pit lane just in front of the Bemolini Gaucho, I believe there's no one to stop them in today's race in Brazil.
John Meister DNFing middle sector, under a safety car as well. We saw him spinning and having some issues there. Alpha Tauri are double stacking. This is an interesting decision from them. We'll see how long this holds up Maku. Kashti in for a fresh set of mediums. Maku delayed a few seconds there. He's in. He's through. Is this going to be good for him, though? He comes out. He is going to hold on to... he's going to fall behind Ignis, I believe. Ignis staying out there on hard tires. Is Ignis going to get past Kashti, though, as they come out of the pit lane? And it is going to be Kashti holding on to P1. Ignis slots in P2. Maku slots in P3.
It was kind of a 22 there, I think, with the 2 AlphaTauris, because you had to take a cheap stop. And what? What just happened?
Ignis disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. Guys?
What do you do? Pass the safety car?
Like, he was able, because, of course, he was like just behind the Kashti, and safety car just like going more on the throttle.
Normally, you have to wait for the game. The game usually tells you to pass, but yeah, that's weird, because normally, once you get to a certain point, you are allowed to pass the safety car.
Exactly.
Well, and it's indicating for the grid to pass. Like, it has the green light on as I'm looking at it.
Right.
As we see the fill coming up, it's got the green light on, and it's indicating for all the drivers to pass it. What just happened?
That makes 0 sense.
See, because there goes...
Yeah, the green light is on. Yeah.
Now it's stopped at the end of Sector 2. It's just parked. So I guess it'll pick up Kashti as Kashti comes around this next time.
Yeah.
I have an information that both Kashti, probably Maku, and Ignas overtake safety car. That's why, like, I'm not sure about it, but just look where the safety car is standing. Like, it's standing. It's not moving, it's standing.
The thing is, Kesti and Maku, they have to slow down to a certain speed, because the green light will stay on the safety car, and it will stay. It will glitch the lobby out. This is how it used to be. This was a known bug, but this is the first I've seen it in a long time.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
There it goes.
There we go.
Yeah.
Safety car picking up Kashti.
But why in such a stupid place? It always came out like the turn 2, maybe turn 3, just after the releasing on the pit lane. I don't understand it. Like, can someone explain that maybe there was a change in the rules of the FIA, how the race should looks like, or I'm just stupid and I don't understand it?
I don't think the FIA understand their own rules sometimes. As we've seen time after time again, I love FIA. I love Formula One. Please don't ban me. But as we've seen time after time again, the FIA sometimes don't understand their own rules. So depending on if you're a Red Bull fan and Aston Martin, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. We are lap 27 of 36. We are inside 10 to go at this point, and every driver is on medium tires. If you're Baran in the Ferrari, Forza Ferrari, as he says, he's on 8-lap-old mediums, so he is in a horrible position. Pujas is probably going to be under some pressure right away from Bimmelino Gaucho. Yeah, I don't know if you're the Scuderia AlphaTauri, you're in a good spot. I'm very confused why there is. Oh, there's an Alpine in the mix because Extract was a lap down. Okay, now I understand.
If all goes well for your top runners, I will make a couple notes here. I had a great race from Bimolino Gacho. He's had a quiet race. He's actually personally my driver of the day at the moment. However, Noda in the McLaren has had a mistake-riddled race. He has made mistake after mistake after mistake, but he finds himself in P6 and ready to attack for some decent points as he is only on 5-lap hold medium. So he's in a great and fortunate position in that McLaren.
Baran is up 14 places from his starting position, and Noda, even with all those mistakes, is up 11. Mateusz currently holds the fastest lap, up 5 places. Big losers are, of course, Debe, John Meister, Graxent, Tazo, and JJ. Ignis being disqualified and Wasserschwein being disqualified. So we've got 12 drivers to finish this race here to round out our Season 7. Syntax, 8 laps to go here. Who, where, what, why, how? We have a saying: safety cars breed safety cars. Do we think we're going to see another safety car out of this race, or do you think drivers are just going to be ready to finish this season up and run it to the end?
Let me use my magic. I need to check the magic ball right now. And I see, and I'm predicting no safety cars until the end of this race. So, yes, I don't believe we will see another safety car, or I'm not even wondering what might happen. But yeah, I would say classic FRL race. Half of the grid almost DNF'd in totally different circumstances, but yeah, I would say something like this. Even though it's a very good race from Puchacz, from Bemolino Gaucho, even Baran, Nota showing themselves today in a really good position, and they absolutely buzzing.
Safety car in this lap.
Safety car in this lap. That gives Kashi control of the field. Kashi and Maku P1, P2. We're going to ride on board here with Puchacz and see how these drivers handle this. You can see Extract, who's in the mix with these front two as well. But look at this. Maku backing up Puchacz very, very well. Kashi has control. Kashi decides when we go. He is going to wait till the last possible moment, it looks like. Still not going, and now is he gonna go with the lie? There we go, right at the start-finish line, he gets us underway, and now it is gonna be Noda and Baran battling it out big time there. There's a big dive down the inside from Bimolino. Bimolino contact with Baran, and they go wide out of turn 2, coming back on the track there. Baran very well. He stays out of the way of Buchik and doesn't get any contact there. There's a little bit of almost contact between Baran and Matty, though. That was almost scary as it went through. Now as we go up the inside here, Baran, Matty on the outside. Baran trying to hold on to it here. Baran sticking P7 with a poor restart there. Matty still side by side right up the inside corner. He's side by side switching around, and Baran a little bit of a snap there from the car, has to back out of it, and now he's back through. And now if we look back in the back here, Maverick and Andre battling it out here, and that is going to settle through. Front of the field, Kashi, Maku, they're fighting through the lap traffic as best they can of Extract, trying to get Extract back just a little bit. Puchacz here, who is also trying to settle in and just finish up on that podium, and it is... We've survived another lap, it looks like. So,
yay!
I will say your two biggest winners on that restart were probably Dormati and Noda.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because of that contact of Baran and Bemolino. Actually, for me, it looks like Baran just pushing out the Bemolino. And so far, when I'm watching Baran in like many races, I need to say he's like way too aggressive, and he have a lot of contacts. Just remind the viewers in current race, Baran in this race have a 16 penalty points, 10 points in the Singapore, and 6 points of penalties from the USA. So this is a huge amount of penalty points, and you can take it like out of nowhere. So like the red light should be like still blinking above his head. Like, be careful on me, I'm aggressive.
Hey, what would the point tabulations be for the Haas and the Haas versus Alfa Romeo battle if both Dormati and Buchek finish P3, P4?
That's a good question. I believe if Mateusz and Buchek finish P3, P4, that does give them enough points. I think they get P2 in constructors.
That's going to be
someone else
close.
fact check me.
Because there's not going to be any points scored for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, both of them are out. And even though I believe there was a rule, or maybe some of the admins just said that if you are overlapped, you have to be prepared for the blue flags and respect them. And as I can see right now, Storek didn't use them, I will say, and giving the Mateusz free DRS. So that's actually a huge advantage of right now for Mateusz. Puchacz is still chasing down Mateusz and he is out of the DRS. So basically it will be so difficult right now for Puchacz to catch them out. But behind the Puchacz we have Nota that is less than a half of the second. And right now he will be chasing Puchacz. Is he able to attack him on the main straight in Brazil right now on the second DRS section? And maybe we will see a performance of attack. Right now he's chasing Puchacz, amazing speed, no chance for Puchacz to defend from it. And right now Nota is jumping into the P4. Behind them we have Buchek and Mate. Mate is still chasing Buchek. It looks like for me it isn't race on the Brazil for Mate. It is like the chasing the Buchek the whole race. Whenever they are after the pits, before the pits, Mate is still behind the Buchek, and it looks like it for me.
Those two drivers tend to always find themselves near each other, and it's always a great fight to watch. It's always clean racing, it's fun racing, but it's just funny how many times throughout this season I can think about Maddie and Buchek battling all the way through top to bottom. Check it back in on the front of the grid here. Mateusz is now within a second of Maku and does have DRS here. Yellow flag, it looks like, for Bimolino. Gaucho spinning in the third corner. Extra X still not moving out of the way. As you mentioned, I thought there was the rule, respect blue flags even though you're ghosted.
Exactly. And right now, finally, Mateusz just overtakes Storek. But I believe it might be penalized with the reports. Of course, it's steward job, not ours, as we are always mentioning. And I'm really glad that it isn't my job to do that.
I agree with you there. I want no part in that job because that's a hard job to have. As we go through yellow flag, I believe that is going to be Extra, who has actually spun middle sector. So it looks like he now has no choice but to obey blue flags. And now as we go through here, checking in on our top three, half a second separating each of the drivers in the top three here. Yellow flag sector 2 again. That is once again Extra X slowing down there. No harm, no foul. The big battles here right now, P1, 2, 3, and P6, 7, and 8, as we're going to see here. This run down towards turn 1. Top 3 stay in place again, but look at this. Maddie is going to have a big run on Buchek. Cuts it very close. He's going to go around the outside here. He purpled the final sector. Big overspeed there. He's going to dive up the inside. Buchek gets a little bit loose there. That might open up the door for Baran to get in the mix as well and try to get it past him. Maddie does have the advantage here. He's holding on to it. He's dumping the battery. Look at his steering wheel. No battery to use. And now is he going to be able to hold on to it? Side by side there, you can see in the wing mirror, Buchek backs out there. Baran dropping way back somehow. I'm not sure what happened there. Baran was in the mix. Now he's way back there. Buchek side by side going through inside here. Not close enough for anything. Maddie holding on to P6 here, and Buchek is going to be trying to apply a lot of pressure. Try to get past him there. Maddie needs to put the hammer down and try to catch up for P5. 2.5 seconds off of Puchacz.
Baran spun on the turn 2, and that's why he just lose a little bit of time. Right now, Mateusz have a little bit of snap moment, but somehow with the counter steer, he done a really good job, and right now he is chasing Maku. He have opportunity to fight for the P2, and I believe Maku will be defending like a lion just to help Kashti to win his first race in the season 7. Suddenly it's of course the last race of current season, and Kashti wouldn't be performing better race than this one, but still we have a 1 lap to go, and or 2 laps to go. I'm so sorry, I cannot count. And we've seen that Mateusz is struggling a little bit, but right behind him is still chasing Anota, 2.6 seconds behind Mateusz. I don't believe that there's a chance to catch out Dormati, but Puchacz still have a moment for Nota. If he will be holding his current pace, I think we can see still a battle on the last race, last dance on Season 7 FRL.
Absolutely. A lap and a half, just a little over a lap left to go. I was going to say a lap and a half, but the laps move so fast here, I can't say that. We saw Buchik try to have a little bit of a poke here on Maddie. Not close enough now. Now he's 0.6 of a second back. You can see he's got good run in the final sector, though, so this could be his chance here as Kashi is going to bring us across the line to start the final lap here. Kashi, 5 podiums in out of this 12 race season. Is he going to be able to get everything done here and bring home his first win here? Can he secure P2 for AlphaTauri in the constructors standings? He's got about 3/4 of a lap to go, and now the big question is, can Buchik get past Maddie as well? Look at this run he's going to have. Lots of battles to watch here, and now Buchik, DRS open, Maddie's going mega defensive here. Look at him, he's going to hold the inside coming through turn 4. He goes through, Buchik's going to look at a switchback. He's going to switch around here. He's going through, he's trying everything he can. He switches around to the left-hand side of the car. It's going to be the outside for the next turn, turns in the inside. He's not close enough to make that pass happen. He goes through, and now look at this. Mateusz, his teammate, is just half a second off of P2. And now as they go through, Mateusz is trying everything he can. Nobody wants to let anything go here in this final race in FRL Season 7. As they go through, coming around here, Kashi is coming around. Final couple of corners now. Kashi has drove brilliantly today, got very lucky with a safety car on the hard tires, and Kashi is going to bring it across for the podium and the victory here in Season 7 Split 1. He ends our Season 7 a winner. Makus P2, Mateusz P3, Noda comes across P4, Puchacz P5, Maddie P6, Buchik P7, Andre is going to come across P8 here. A bit of a gap there for Andre to bring it through. Baran is still trying to chase down Maverick to the line. Is he going to be able to get this pass done here? Going towards the line. DRS is open. He's dumping the battery. He has no front wing, but is that going to give him an advantage? Look at this. He's around the outside. Is he going to get the pass? He gets the pass done at the line. Baran for P9. Maverick P10 at the line.
By a half a car.
Oh, that was scary to watch.
Oh,
Kashti.
Yeah, but it's Scuderia Ferrari, and Kashti finally wins a race in the Season 7. This is probably the best way to end current season, and big congrats for Kashti for winning his first and last race in the Season 7.
Absolutely. Huge moments there all the way through for all drivers. Kashti wins it. AlphaTauri brings it home 1-2. That was a race. Noda ends up being the driver of the day. Kenny, what were your thoughts on that Split 1 race?
That was crazy at the end there. Tons of adversity towards the end that these drivers had to deal with, and I'm gonna tip my hat to your first place finisher there, getting his first ever win, and then also I would say the McLaren driver well deserves that driver of the day. He had a lot of tough breaks there and had a little bit of help from the safety car, but he earned it.
So, mixed weather conditions, lots of crazy action here.
How about that start of the race?
You're not wrong. Syntax, what are your thoughts?
I'm still amazed how good this race was. Of course, unfortunately, not for every single driver. I still say that Gragson have a huge opportunity to win here, but Karma came back really fast for the Alfa Romeo drivers, and it cost a huge price, but Kashti, because of that, will be able to win first race. So big congrats for him. And there's come my favorite part of the races, the post interviews, I will say. And for me, I will give you an example, and maybe you will agree with me. So we could bring a Kashti once again because he's the winner. Maybe Mateusz and maybe Bemolini Gaucho. What do you think, guys?
Sounds solid to me. Get him in here. Everybody, bear with us just a minute while we get post-race interviews going. We will be right back. And it looks like Noda is going to be your winner of this Portuguese Grand Prix. Is your champion. JJ splits the middle, gets past both drivers.